Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman here, and we are going to stay in the mid-Michigan area right now, but really kind of go statewide. Brian Calley, who is the president and CEO of the Small Business Association of Michigan. And obviously, I say statewide because you represent every business in the state of Michigan. Brian, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on.
Thanks, Chris. Great to be back with you. And yeah, it's what a time to be involved in working with small businesses all across our state. There's so many entrepreneurs that are finding new and exciting ways to plug in. And the world has changed a lot, but entrepreneurs, one thing that stays the same is their ability to innovate and create, regardless of what the landscape looks like.
And they are tenacious. We find this with our Michigan Future Business Index every year. It's like no matter how bad the previous 6 months were, the next 6 months were going to be great. I mean, that's just their mindset,
Absolutely. No, when you think about it too, to be an entrepreneur, you have to be a positive person. You have to just have this attitude like it's going to work out. Or otherwise, how do you take chances? And that's what I love about that optimism. Really is something that's that all of us could learn from.
Yeah. Well, listen, in your role there, which is a lot of it advocacy, but you guys do a lot of training, a lot of that kind of thing. You also wind up on the Growing Michigan Together Council. Tell us a little bit about that and the fact that you just released the final report.
Yeah, the Growing Michigan Together Council was aimed at developing strategies to turn around Michigan's population trends. So we've lost about since 2018, we've lost about 40,000 residents in Michigan. And while this past year, 2023, looks like a level year, maybe just up a little bit, which is a good reprieve from losses in population, we know that these are deep-seated issues that are going to be hard to turn in terms of our state's population trends. Our demographics are working against us. More people die than are born each year in Michigan, and we have net outbound migration, and so it has to change. What I liked about the work of the Growing Michigan Together Council and these strategies that were developed, they really started at a very logical place. The first step to not shrink to growing is to stop shrinking. And so the idea of creating an environment of success around people that are here. So if you look at the first recommendation, which is around economic development, it's the idea of scaling up. So to be the scale up state in the Midwest where people can grow, take chances and grow here, as opposed to people coming in. That's great, people coming in, but if your current businesses are growing, what a great advertisement that would be. And then the education section, which was actually my favorite part of the report. That looks, we have these workforce challenges, but so many people in our state right now are not equipped with what they need to be successful long term. And then central cities. Third recommendation was around having cities that are magnets, to transit-rich places that attract young people and provide the type of quality of life and access to housing that is getting more and more challenging across the whole landscape, including here in Michigan.
So circle back to placemaking, really, when you talk about it.
That's right. I mean, when it comes to the who we're going to build our future around, of course, we want to make sure the type of place that young people want to stay. And so attracting people from outside, yeah, of course you got to do that. But I think that's what I think is quite smart about this report and these strategies is that all of the strategies are relevant for success of the people that are already here. If we retain more people and lose fewer to other places, then that's a better population base to grow from. And in younger people, there's a not insignificant segment of younger people that just want to spend some time in a bigger city, but it has to be a bigger city that has the type of quality of life, affordable housing, and amenities that are needed. And that's an area where we've got a lot of opportunity. I'll go ahead and got some challenges, but I'm going to go ahead and cast it as opportunity to make some improvements and create an environment of growth and success here in Michigan.
Brian, part of that outward migration, I wonder, is because we're having an aging population problem here. Is people going to a warmer climate for their, I don't want to say transition years, but after retirement. And I wonder how much our statistics are made to look like people are leaving the state to leave the state.
Yeah, and there's if you look at each of the different demographics areas, clearly we are losing some of our older citizens to places like Florida and Texas, but really across the whole South. The South, if you look at recent population numbers that were just released, the South is really gaining from all over, not just from Michigan. But we are also seeing a net outbound migration of younger people, especially those with college degrees. And so we do have to understand each of those things. It defies like a silver bullet explanation. There's the thing that would attract seniors for staying here in Michigan is probably very, very different than what would make a younger person in the first part of their career choose Michigan or decide to put down their roots here.
Yeah. Wait, you don't think people in my age bracket want to go to a rock concert or
Well, I
hip hop?
guess it depends on which who the concert is around. I suppose Bob Seger and the Rolling Stones, and I love to see Paul McCartney. Actually, is my favorite person to see in
Oh
concert.
gosh, yeah, you're absolutely right. Well, listen, you've had some great highlights in 23. We're looking forward to more in 24. Unfortunately, we're out of time, so we're going to have you on. So don't leave your studio there, okay?
Very good. Thanks so much. Great to be with you.
Hey, and partner, have a great holiday, great Christmas, and pass that on to your wife and family as well.
Will do. All the best. Thanks, Chris.
All right. You're watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman.